Welcome back to English Pr99 Podcast.
This is where you learn English and level up your life.
Change your life. Start with this video.
Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the English Pr99 Podcast, your space to unlock better English and a brighter future. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sophie. If you've ever asked yourself, why can't I stick to anything, or why do I always give up after a strong start? Then today's episode is just what you need.
We're going to talk about something incredibly simple, but ridiculously powerful. It's not talent. It's not motivation. It's not being perfect.
Exactly. It's something even beginners can do. Something that doesn't require any special skills. Just a little courage and a bit of discipline.
We're talking about showing up, just showing up. Again and again. Even on the days you don't feel like it. Especially on the days you don't feel like it.
In fact, those are the days that matter the most.
Here's the deal. Most people think they fail because they're not motivated enough. But what if that's not true? What if the real problem is inconsistency?
Think about this. You don't need to study for 5 hours once a week. What really matters is showing up for 15, 20, 30 minutes every day.
But when you build a daily rhythm, something shifts. You stop relying on motivation. You build momentum instead.
Exactly. I used to be someone who tried to cram everything into the weekend. And guess what? I was exhausted and never consistent.
Momentum beats motivation every time.
And this applies to everything. Not just learning English. Want to build a habit? Improve your health? Learn guitar? It all begins with the same secret: show up.
Let me say this clearly, you don't have to feel ready to start.
Exactly. Some of my students say, I'll start speaking English when I feel more confident. But honestly, that day never comes.
Because confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you build, step by step.
You build it by doing small, scary things. Speaking even if you're nervous. Trying even if you think you'll make mistakes.
I remember when I first started recording my voice to practice pronunciation. I hated hearing myself. It was awkward and uncomfortable.
Oh, me too. I cringed every time I heard myself. But guess what? The more I did it, the more I got used to it. And eventually, I improved.
Showing up is like training a muscle. At first it's weak, but with repetition it gets stronger.
So many learners wait for the day they feel good enough. But that day is a lie.
That belief holds people hostage. You stay stuck, you delay, and you lose precious time.
You don't get fluent then speak. You speak, and then become fluent.
And the truth is, you'll never feel fully ready. But you can always be brave.
Let me share something a little personal. When I moved to Canada, I was terrified of joining group conversations. Everyone spoke so fast. I could barely follow.
Yeah, and your brain is trying to translate every word in real time. It's overwhelming.
So I made a decision. I would show up every time. I'd sit in the group, even if I didn't talk much. I'd listen. I'd smile. I'd try.
That takes guts.
It did. But over time, it became easier. One day, I jumped into a conversation without thinking. And that's when I realized I had grown.
I've had a similar experience. I used to struggle with writing. I'd stare at a blank page for hours. So I gave myself one simple rule. Just write one sentence a day.
One sentence. That's doable.
Yeah, and many days, that one sentence turned into a paragraph or a full journal entry. But even if it didn't, I still showed up. Let's be real. Not every day will be a win. Some days, you'll miss your practice. Some days, you won't want to try.
And that's okay. What matters is what you do next.
Most people quit because they expect perfection. The first time they miss a day, they say, I blew it. and they stop.
But one missed day doesn't erase your progress. 2 missed days don't define your identity. You can always return.
I like to call it the 2-day rule. You can miss 1 day, but never 2 in a row.
Yes. Because missing 1 day is an accident. Missing 2 becomes a pattern.
And hey, even if you break that rule, guess what? You can still come back.
You're never too far gone to restart. Ever.
I'll be honest, I've broken the 2-day rule before. I've missed an entire week.
Same here. And what happened after that? The guilt started growing. The longer I stayed away, the harder it became to restart.
But one morning, I looked in the mirror and said, "So what? Today is day 1 again."
And that's all it takes. A choice. Not shame. Not perfection. Just a reset.
So let's break this down. How can someone make it easier to show up every day, especially when life gets crazy?
First, lower the bar. Stop setting impossible standards. 5 minutes is better than 0.
Exactly, I used to aim for an hour of reading a day. It felt so heavy. Now I just read 1 paragraph while drinking my coffee.
Second, attach your habit to something you already do. We call this habit stacking.
For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll listen to English for 3 minutes.
Or, while I walk my dog, I'll repeat 5 English sentences out loud.
Third, use visual tracking, a calendar, a habit app, even a sticker chart.
I used to put a star on my wall calendar every time I completed my English task. After a week, I didn't want to break the chain.
That's powerful. Our brains love patterns. When we see progress, we want to keep going.
And last tip, have a reset plan. Don't wait for January 1st. If you fall off, reset tomorrow. Or even tonight.
The best time to show up again? Now. Want to make it even easier? Use tools that make the habit visible and enjoyable.
For example, I love using Notion to track my English listening. It's simple and satisfying to check things off. I use Habitica. It turns my habits into a game. When I show up, I earn points. Super motivating. Even a plain notebook works. Just draw a calendar and give yourself a star.
The tool doesn't matter as much as seeing your efforts stack up. That's what builds belief.
So let's bring it all together. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need hours of free time. You don't even need to feel ready.
All you need is to show up. Today, tomorrow, the next day.
You might not see change in a day, or a week, but after a month, you'll surprise yourself.
And one day, you'll look back and realize you're not the same person anymore. You're someone who keeps showing up.
And that is power.
So whether you're studying English, starting a business, or just trying to wake up earlier, the magic is the same.
Just show up, even imperfectly, especially imperfectly.
Because in the end, consistency beats talent. It beats speed. It beats everything.
Here's a small challenge for you, dear listener. Write a short note to your future self.
It could be 30 days from now. Say something like, "Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for showing up even when it was hard."
And when you open that note in a month, I promise, you'll be proud.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend who's struggling to stay on track. And don't forget to download the free PDF we mentioned. It's in the show notes.
And now, it's time to turn things over to our lovely friend Catherine, who will walk you through today's key vocabulary.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine, and I'll be sharing the 10 most important words from today's podcast. Show up. Meaning to appear or take part. To keep showing up consistently regardless of motivation. Sentence. Even on lazy days, he showed up and practiced speaking for 5 minutes. Consistency. meaning the quality of always behaving or performing in a similar way. Staying regular. Sentence. Consistency is more powerful than intensity when learning a language. Momentum. Meaning the energy or force gained by movement or progress. Sentence. Once she built momentum with her English practice, it became part of her routine. Setback. Meaning a problem that delays or prevents progress. Sentence. Missing one day was just a minor setback. He didn't let it stop him. Habit stacking. Meaning a method of building new habits by linking them to existing ones. Sentence. She used habit stacking by listening to podcasts while brushing her teeth. Reset. Meaning to start again, after stopping or making a mistake. Sentence. After missing 2 days, I didn't give up. I simply reset and tried again. Identity. Meaning the way you see yourself or how you define who you are. Sentence. Over time, he developed a new identity as someone who follows through. Overwhelm. Meaning to cause someone to feel sudden strong emotion or stress. Sentence. Trying to do everything perfectly overwhelmed her and made her quit. Earth track. Meaning to monitor or follow progress over time. Sentence. I use a habit tracker to track how many days I study English. Lower the bar. Meaning to reduce the standard or difficulty level to make something easier to start. Sentence. To avoid burnout, he lowered the bar and focused on just 5 minutes a day. That's it for our key vocabulary today. Now, let's return to Kevin and Sophie for the final part of our podcast.
Thank you, Catherine, for that wonderful vocabulary and Q&A session. All right, everyone, that's all for today's episode of the English PR99 podcast. We hope this talk gave you inspiration and practical ideas to build the life you want.
Yes. And thank you all for listening to today's English PR99 podcast.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. See you next time, everyone.
Bye for now, and keep going, you've got this.